Hello viewers, you are watching Nltv Primetime. This is Nufu Iyer and here are the headlines. Senior BJP leader L.A. Ganesha from Tamil Nadu will be appointed as the new governor of Manipur with effect from the date he assumes charge of his office. Ganesha expresses enthusiasm to work in the northeast. Dimapur POM Union extends support to the Nagaland Foothill Road Coordination Committee's 30-day deadline to the government on foothill road construction. Approves the first COVID-19 vaccine for adolescents. Zycov-T has been approved by the Drugs Controller General of India. Zycov-T to be administered to children between 2 to 18 years. 19 trains have been cancelled by Indian Railways as hundreds of farmers blocked railway tracks in Jalandhar. Agitation against Amrinder Singh's government to accept their demands, pending dues of sugarcane and hike in cane prices. The Higher and Technical Education (HNDE) Department of Nagaland has informed all higher secondary schools and colleges that Aadhaar-based authentication of Institute Nodal Officers (KYC) is now mandatory from the 2021 to 2022 session. And now the news in details. Amit Khetri wins silver in 10-kilometer race walk at World U20 Athletics Meet 2021 in Nairobi, Kenya on Saturday. Khetri clocked 42 minutes 17.94 seconds to finish second behind Kenya's Harrison Wanyoni, who clocked 42 minutes 10.84 seconds, while Paul Magrat of Spain won the bronze on the fourth and final day of the championships. Reportedly, the high-altitude conditions in Kenyan capital had affected Khetri's performance as he struggled to breathe during the race. It was Khetri's first international competition. After Minister of State West Bengal John Barla's repeated demand for separate statehood in last few months, BJP State President Dilip Ghosh claimed in Jalpaiguri on Saturday, while sharing the dais with the Minister of State, stated that the demand for separate statehood for North Bengal is not illegal. The State President Dilip Ghosh in his statement said that people of North Bengal have been deprived of proper infrastructure and education for 75 years. The US has urged world leaders to deliver their statements to the UN General Assembly's annual session next month by video instead of traveling to New York, given the surging Delta variant of COVID-19. This move is called for to ensure that the high-level week doesn't become a super spreader event. The UN General Debate begins on September 21 and will run through September 27. US Ambassador to UN Linda Thomas-Greenfield wrote a letter to the 193 member states of the UN that as the host country of the UN headquarters, her country bears a significant responsibility to ensure the safety of participants and New York residents, and considering the current scenario, she has called out for this step. According to the first provisional list of speakers for the general debate at the 76th session of the UN General Assembly released by the UN, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to address the annual UN General Assembly session in person on September 25. Hundreds of people, including numerous Afghans, participate in a protest rally in Thessaloniki, city of Greece, against the Taliban and Pakistan on Sunday. The protest was flooded with persons holding Afghanistan's black, red, green flags and posters inscribed with their demands. Demonstrators also raised slogans against Pakistan, which is accused of providing covert and overt support to the Taliban. Other countries, including UK and Rome, witnessed similar anti-Taliban demonstrations on Saturday. Ministry of Finance has summoned Sahil Parekh, CEO and MD of Infosys. He has been summoned on August 23, seeking explanation related to glitches on the new income tax filing portal. The portal www.incometax.com continued to face technical glitches. Since its launch, the new tax portal went live on June 7. Former Indian cricketer Gargi Banerjee appointed as Indian women's team manager for Australia tour. Reportedly, Banerjee is currently a part of the Cricket Association of Bengal Apex Council and will join the Indian camp on Sunday evening in Bengaluru. Coming back to the Australia series, India's tour will conclude with 3 D20s at North Sydney Oval on October 7, 9 and 11. With the host set to break for the Women's Big Bash League before the Women's Ashes series. Furthermore, the Cricket Association of Bengal President Abhishek Dalmia also congratulated Banerjee on her appointment. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh today launched the CM COVID-19 Affected Livelihood Support Scheme. The scheme aims to provide assistance of Rs 5,000 to every economically weaker family whose livelihood has been directly affected by the pandemic. Since the government of Nagaland declared to unlock 5, almost all schools, colleges and offices have started to reopen and function. Among them, even the churches in Nagaland are now allowed to open with certain SOPs. Different churches have given opinions on re-functioning of churches in Nagaland. Come, let's hear the views.
Government break aman like church to 50% de in run grow paro in other dishes, so we have started. So be as laid down by our government. At the same time, Arumohan like situation to palo in agidi jawi in agidi cha se gushigulido palbari church to are poila gina dagishi in normally in I would divi gona mala pavana ekta aro prayer to us.
इच्छा खुले से तो अपने यहाँ देते गवर्नमेंट SOP हैं फॉलो करे सोलो इधर की ऐसे ओलोप जनाई दी
अच्छा SOP का जब हम चर्च ला मेंटेन करे से 50% अलाउड हुआ करने तो हम कन एंट्रेंस लाइन सैनिटाइजर सीट अरेंजमेंट 2x2 सब के पब्लिक के हम अरेंज करे
तो इधर बंद था कि ने इच्छा खुले तो अपनी किंग फील करे से मन लंबा बंद था कि ने
तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल पब्लिक सेफ्टी खाने भी तो बाला से करना खाने भी निका बाबी ऐसे तो आफ्टर सब मनो वैक्सीन इशू के लिए तो आस्ते आस्ते बाल होला खाना होप करे ऐसे
We hope and pray that this opening will not have any more closure. We hope and pray that everything will go like how we.
Nagaland CM Nifurio, along with Deputy CM Y Patton, Minister and State, BJP President Timjin Imna Along, meets Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Saturday. Reportedly, Nifurio met Union Home Minister Amit Shah at his official residence in Delhi. Rio, in a tweet, did not mention about the purpose of the trip to Delhi, but only tweeted that he had a fruitful discussion regarding the Naga political issue. As reported earlier, Rio, along with Deputy CM Y Patton and State BJP President and Minister Timjin Imna Along were summoned to Delhi by the BJP Central Leadership to discuss about the move for the proposed all-party united government with the inclusion of NPF. Furthermore, Timjin Imna along with Deputy CM Y Patton had met Amit Shah prior to Rio's meeting. The duo also met National BJP President J.B. Nadda and National BJP Central Secretary B.L. Santosh. Mr. Along also said that the state BJP leaders will wait for the directive or decision of the central leadership, but did not divulge anything more. Police Commissionerate Dimapur bids farewell to 8 outgoing officers on Friday. In a press release, Commissioner of Police Dimapur, Rothe Her Tetsyo, informed that the 8 outgoing officers were from DCP Zone 2. Autula D. Imchen transferred as SP Mokokchung, ATCB Protocol C. Limawati Imchen transferred on promotion as Commandant to 5th NAP, Relo T. Aye transferred as Deputy Commandant to 15th NAP, Puzoto Katso transferred as Assistant Commandant to 7th NAP, Deputy SP William Kat transferred as DSP in Police Headquarters at OC West Police Station. Among Jamir transferred to DEF Zineboto OC, Metsibema Police Station. Jin Lun Lal Tung Nung transferred to DEF Peren and PI Dimapur Court. Enchimbemo Nguli transferred to DEF Peren and attached to Cyber Cell Police Headquarters. The Commissioner of Police acknowledged their contribution in the field of policing, leaving an indelible mark towards public service. Earlier, Tetsyo also welcomed all newly transferred officers to the Police Commissionerate. Nagaland Board of School Education conducts series of webinars in an endeavor to connect and upgrade skills of teachers during the closure of schools. NPSC on Friday conducted an interactive session on how to engage students online via Zoom with Dr. Sapna Agarwal as resource person in collaboration with Mandhuban Publications. Reportedly, nearly 800 teachers from registered schools of NPSE from various districts participated in the webinar. During the webinar, educationist and founder I Big Wonder on YouTube, Dr. Sapna Agrawal gave various insights on challenges and solutions. She highlighted on better discipline in online classes, on how to make lesson plans for online deliberations. Furthermore, various activities to engage the learnings within 30 minutes of the class was also discussed, and an interactive question and answer session was also conducted. Reportedly, NBSC would be conducting the next webinar for teachers on August 27 at 4 p.m. on the topic Stress Management with Ira Shegal. New Reserve Youth Organization NRYO organized a career guidance program for colony students who made it through in the recently held HSLC and HSSLC examinations at Police Union Baptist Church. In Kohima on Saturday, speaking as resource person, CEO and coordinator of Entrepreneurs Associates, Nichuti Dolho said it was time to think differently in terms of choosing one's career. He said Naga parents often advise children to study hard in order to get government jobs. However, that mindset needed to be changed. Exhorting the students numbering 109 who cleared their board exams, Dulo said Naga society should stop normalizing things that were utterly wrong. He pointed out that the politics had become synonymous with health, while side income in local term meant corruption, and that although these strange systems existed, it was time to root out such practices. He pointed out that Naga society was in need of a change in mindset and encouraged the upcoming generations to start considering even corporate sector jobs as white-collar jobs instead of the usual perception. He clarified there was nothing wrong in pursuing government jobs as long as one had the determination to serve the people. However, the reality of government jobs in Nagaland was for its lenient policies on employees. A community well was inaugurated recently at Losami village under Pek district. It was constructed under NREGA during 2020 to 21 by Village Development Board VDB Losami. The community well was formally inaugurated by Losami Village Council Chairman Zichite Mekrise, while dedicatory prayer was pronounced by Kesui Mekrise, pastor, Losami Baptist Church. This is a permanent spring water since time immemorial and provides water to all the villagers during dry season or when the main pipe water connection gets damaged. The community well was constructed with an aim to access clean drinking water with most basic of filtration system that can eliminate water toxicity. The perimeter of community well is 36 by 15 feet, which can hold up to 15,000 liters capacity. The Higher and Technical Education HNDE Department of Nagaland has informed all higher secondary schools and colleges that Aadhaar-based authentication of Institute Nodal Officers KYC is now mandatory from the 2021 to 22 session. According to DIPR, the department has also advised institutes and colleges to complete this process by August 31, without which students' scholarships application form cannot be verified online in NSP. The HNDE department has stressed on being careful while filling up the registration form as it cannot be modified after submission. Western Sumi Baptist Aku Kuho Kuka Kula WSBAK, aiming for a bigger change, launched the Nagaland Baptist Churches Council Clean Election Movement as its center in Akuvoto, Tahika on August 21 with the active participation of all Western Sumi frontal bodies. Launching the movement with the team My Vote, My Future, Executive Secretary of WSPAK, Reverend Dr. Pukohoto Sema said the clean election movement is to bring change in the election system. Another special repatriation flight from Kabul with 168 passengers on board, including 107 Indians, landed at the Hindan Air Force Base in Ghaziabad on Sunday. Earlier, Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Arindam Bakshi in a tweet said that the Indian Air Force plan is on its way to Delhi from Kabul. Meanwhile, another group of 87 Indians who were evacuated from Kabul to Tajikistan on Saturday in an Indian Air Force plane are being flown to New Delhi on Sunday. Reportedly, 2 Nepalese nationals also were evacuated on that flight. Former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Kalyan Singh died on Saturday in Lucknow due to sepsis and multi-organ failure. He was 89. The senior BJP leader had been undergoing treatment in the intensive care unit of the Sanjay Gandhi Postgraduate Institute of Medical Sciences. In the Uttar Pradesh capital since July 4, on Friday, his condition deteriorated, following which he was placed on dialysis. Mr. Singh was Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, India's most populous state, twice, June 1991 to December 1992 and September 1997 to November 1999. He also served as Governor of Rajasthan between 2014 and 2019. Kohima traders of Main Town area from Pulbari to Y Junction appeals to the CEO of Kohima Smart City to allot parking space. Reportedly, in a letter addressed to the CEO, the traders pointed out that the customers buying large goods required parking spaces. They also said that the recent demarcations at certain areas in the state capital as no parking zones would hamper business and also degrade value of building in the area. Further stating that businesses were already hit hard during the recent lockdowns, the traders therefore requested the responsible authority to intervene and address the matter. Speaker of Nagaland Legislative Assembly, Sharingayan Lungkumar formally inaugurated ADC Planning Conference Hall, Mokokchung on Saturday. Reportedly, Sharingayan expressed gratitude to state governments, especially the planning department, for taking up the initiative to come up with a modernized conference hall to facilitate better connectivity for good governance. He also opined that digital empowerment of governmental functioning will lead to better governance. Minister of PWD Housing and Mechanical and Chairman Mokokchung DP Tongbang Ozakam in his speech mentioned that the building was a success due to the collective efforts of all the legislatures of the district and hope that it will serve the need of the district. Deputy Commissioner Mokokchung Lima Wapang Jamir added that such a state-of-art conference hall was a much needed one for the district, which will help in digitalization of government functioning. Congress leader and Bollywood actor Shatrughan Sinha's Twitter account is back after being hacked on Saturday. Reportedly, his Twitter handle name was changed to Elon Musk and his display profile picture photo was changed to a picture showing rocket launch. However, the hackers apparently didn't change the password because when Sinha tweeted about Shashi Tharoor, he was seemingly unaware of the changes on his profile. Newland Area Citizen Forum NSCF expresses dismay over the deplorable road condition between Fort Mile Junction to Newland Town, has urged the responsible department to take suitable action. In a press release, NSCF President Kakishe Shikhar and Information and Publicity Secretary S. Sol Sema said that for the last couple of years, the road had been almost impassable. NSCF stated that the road had become deplorable due to rain, which has made travels worse with numerous craters and large boulders. It said that the road segment also connected villages and towns covering portion of Dimapur and Woka and at times served as an important bypass diversion to Kohima via Zatima. The forum also stated that with the pandemic hard hitting the masses and skyrocketing fuel prices, the common people using this stretch of road had been left high and dry with essential commodities, costs rising and traveling to Dimapur becoming a nightmare even on medical emergencies. NSCF has therefore requested the responsible authority to immediately take suitable action, otherwise it would have no option but to protest democratically. Air India is set to operate direct flights from Kerala's Cochin International Airport to the United Kingdom's capital of London thrice a week. Starting from Sunday, August 22, this comes as a first for the airport as well as for the state, where the Kochi airport is now the only one to operate direct flights to London. The UK moved India from its red list to the amber list of countries earlier this month. And soon after, Air India on August 18 launched direct flights from the Heathrow Airport in London to the Kochi Airport. Considering the positive response from the expat community, the Kochi airport has now announced that the London-Kochi-London air services are being extended to thrice a week on Wednesdays, Fridays and Saturdays. After the retirement of Najma Hebdullah as governor of Manipur earlier this month on August 10, a communique from Rashtrapati Bhavan said that senior BJP leader La Ganesha from Tamil Nadu will be appointed as the new governor of Manipur with effect from the date he assumes charge of his office. Ganesha expressed happiness over recognition by Service Party. He also stated that he feels elated to work in Northeast. On being asked about the current issues in Manipur, Ganesha said that he has not taken the charge as the governor yet and will only understand the core issues of the state once he takes the charge. On Thursday night, as many as 7 people have been arrested in Ujjain for allegedly shouting anti-national slogans during a Muharram procession. Hundreds of people gathered for a procession and started shouted slogans, Zindabad, Zindabad, Pakistan, Zindabad. After the incident, heavy police deployment has been made in the area. Ujjain Superintendent of Police Satyendra Shukla said that an FIR has been lodged against the residents of Gita Colony. Under sections 124A, 153B, imputations, assertions prejudicial to national integration, and 188, violation of order duly promulgated by officer of the Indian Penal Code. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan condemned the incident and said, "I will not tolerate such incidents and Talibani mentality in my state. Tough action will be taken against these anti-national people." About 1,75,500 people takes part in protesting against the COVID-19 health passes across France on Saturday. This is the 6th protest in a row this week in various cities of France, including Paris, as the French President Emmanuel Macron announced a series of new restrictions, including special health passes indicating a person has either been vaccinated or has a negative test result for COVID-19 in order to contain spread of coronavirus in the country. Reportedly, nearly 2,15,000 opponents of health passes took part in the demonstration held across in the previous week. The coronavirus pandemic has taken a toll on all sections of the society, and among them, the street vendors seem to have been deeply affected. Nltv on Sunday had few words with a vendor of Dimapur regarding his grievances, especially with regards to the order from the government of Nagaland to shut down all commercial business establishments on Wednesdays and Saturdays, which seem to have caused more havoc and trouble in the lives of the vendors. Let us have a better understanding of the situation with reporter Aram Achumi.
तो আজি আমি আইনে থাকে তো ইয়াতে 3 মাইল আর এটো আরামেল আর 3 মাইল মাজরে আছে এতে শর্টকাট আহে জায়গা নাগার্জুন সাইড পৰা তো ইয়াতে আহে তো আমি দেখিব পাৰা আছে ইয়াতে মোমোহান বিক্রি করে আর খালি সানডে দি সব বন্ধ থাকে
লেপে এক হাতে 1 2 3 4 only 4 দিন এটো খোলে পাবলিক কান তো ইমান দুখ পাছে সানডে তো লেপে আর সানডে দি আর চেক নাইলে তো শেষ ফাইন তারব লাগিব না এটো কারণে তাখন কি হেল্প দিব লাগিব গভর্নমেন্ট পৰা 100-200 লেপে হেল্প কৰিব লাগে দে তখন বে জানিব লাগে দে এনে নহলে তো পাবলিক কান তো ইমান দুখ পাছে আসাম তো পুরো খুলিছে আর নাগাল্যান্ড তো কি নাই না বন করেছে একটা ভাবে সাবি নেই পুরো খুলিছে নহলে তো আসামতে আহা আছে তো বিমার পে আসাম নাই না জানে থাকে তো থাকিব ওলে পে আসাম তো পুরো খুলিছে নাগাল্যান্ড তো বন করব খুলিব বন করব খুলিব কি কারণে ইনকা আছে তখন পে একবার বুঝিছে
আচ্ছা আৰু এইটো 2 দিন বন আছে না এইটো টাইমতে আপুনি এনেকা বিক্ৰী কৰিলে এলাউ পায় না নাপায়
এইটোতো এলত নাই কি কৰিব উপায় নাই আমি গাঁৱৰ কাটা মানুহ আছে নাপাৰেতো মানুহখনতো দুখ পায়তো বাচ্চা আৰু মাইকী খান কি খেলাব গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট চাৰ্ভিচ খানতো বহি কেনে খায় আৰু মাখানতো মই খান কি খাব পাৰিব দুখ পৰা খাব আৰু লাঠি পৰা মাৰিব ফাইন তেৰাব ওল্টা পল্টা কৰেতো তাৰ কাৰণে গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট খান বুজিব লাগে না এইটো কাৰণে দুখ মানুহখিনিকে হেল্প কৰিব লাগে দেই
Drugs Controller General of India approves the first COVID-19 vaccine for adolescents in India. Zycov-T manufactured by Zytus has been approved for use in 12 to 18-year age group after reviewing safety and immunogenicity data. The Zycov-T vaccine is a needle-free system and a 3-dose regimen of day 0, day 28 and day 56 are to be followed. India reported a total of 30,948 COVID-19 cases and 403 deaths in the past 24 hours. Active cases have declined to 3.53 lakhs, the lowest in 152 days, while recovery rate has risen to 97.57%, the highest since March 2020. Kerala reported 17,106 cases, marking it as the largest contributor of COVID-19 cases, while Maharashtra recorded 4,575 cases. With new fatalities, the death toll has increased to 4.34 lakhs. That's all we have for today. Keep watching Nltv for more news and updates.